It has been a devastating run of matches for Clermont, with the French club taking on their third consecutive subscriber side in as many weeks here tonight. The Guardians of the Crib are back at home and they're back in form, and Twickenham will be the place where these two sides do meet. Hello everyone and welcome back along to your home of rugby and the Global Rugby Challenge, the GRC, or the Subscriber Series, where you guys take the field against the world's elites. Today, yes, the Guardians are back in action and they are taking on French side from the top 14, Clermont. Now, the Guardians of the Crib side have been in pretty good form recently as well, sitting 5th on the table, ready to attack those top 4 places here in round 9 of the season. They've got a 5-win, 2-loss record, and I'll be hoping they can add that 6th victory to that here tonight at home. In the last couple of rounds, they've taken on another French club as well. Toulouse was back in round 7. They took them to the cleaners pretty comfortably, 24 points to 7. And then following that, it was the Super Rugby champions from New Zealand, the Crusaders, who went down 23-10 to the Guardians of the Crib. This is a team who are looking to stake their claim for their first title in the competition, and the side they've named for tonight has got plenty of experience and explosive ability in there as well. Kicking off their front row, Oliver Bowles will be alongside Grant Morris and Isaac Fishure to complete the big power boys in the 1, 2 and 3. Michael Shepherd and George Withers will be in the locking combination together with Carlos Pereira at blindside. James Wanyama on the open side of the back row, and Michael Joseph will be the big man in the number 8 jumper. Moving into their backline, Goncalo Vasco Costa will be the number 9, and he'll be partnering Lewis Gardner in the halves combination. Moving into midfield, Kieran Jones and Heston Gardner will be at 12 and 13, with the explosive back three of Asher Antonio on the left wing. Adonga Wanyama completing the double Wanyama combination. He's on the right, and it will be Rita Elias who will be at the back for the Guardians. The number 15 jumper as they look to claim win number 6 of season number 4. Now trying to stand in their way will be Clermont, who don't have anywhere near the record of impressive performances to talk about on their side. Just a 2-win but 5-loss record for the top 14 side. They sit down in 11th position and need something drastically better than they've shown up in the last few weeks. It was the Pacific Tower and the Flakers that they've taken on, and both were fairly comprehensive losses as well. 21-12 to the Tower and 31-19 to the Flakers. Let's see, no unchanged yet again, only the injuries seeing the players out, like Morgan Parra still missing from the starting 15. Their front row and their pack, though, very solid. Uhila, Ulagia and Slimani are in the front of the pack, with Sileki Tamani and Sebastian Vahamahina, the big boys, in the second row. Yato, Kankore and Lee will be the back row combination for Clermont. Moving into the back line, it's number 9, where of course we have the change of Charlie Kasang at number 9. Camilo Lopez will be alongside him in fly half. It's Wesley Fofana and Damien Pinot in midfield. Those two guys will be crucial to how Clermont go tonight. And of course the finishers, Ali Raka on the left wing, David Street on the right, and aside to Iava, very capable, very versatile. He'll start tonight in the number 15 jumper. Can they bounce back and get their 3rd win of the season? It's a tough ask, but against these subscriber sides, there is no easy win. We are all set for kick-off here. It is the Guardians in the white and blue kicking off here. Lewis Gardner with the duties of the tee and off the boot tonight. And it will be receiving in the yellow and the blue Clermont as we are good to go. Round 9 continues on of the GRC with a deep kick here from Gardner. Finds it all the way down to a great offload early from Clermont, to a sparking into light. Brilliant play there eventually from Lopez as the ball finally breaks down inside the Clermont 22. A pick and go here from Kankore, and he's in a bit of trouble. Fishure turns it over, offloads to Joseph quickly to Asher Antonio. Opening try. That is a brilliant start off the turnover. Clermont shaping to play the escape game, but Asher Antonio and the Guardians put points on the board with their first touch of the ball. Well, big pressure there on Kankore as Fishure took him brilliantly to the floor, over the top of it, and stole it within a whisker of anyone else coming to support the big open side flanker. There he was, up and over, And it was the late charge of Raka who couldn't get there in time. Joseph went quickly and early, straight out to Antonio. And the try from one of the best finishers of the season. He's quickly put over the line. Here is Lewis Gardner now. He just kicked the game off and he's already putting one on the tee. Way out on the left-hand side. A tough kick here for Gardner to start his night off. On the 22, Gardner steps up and he's just slid this to the side. Unsuccessful conversion from Lewis Gardner. And points left out there from the Guardians early on. 5-0 only the score. Asai Tuiava will be the man with the kicking duties now from halfway as he looks to get the game back underway, and Pereira racing across to try and claim this kick, and it's stolen from Withers. Here is Costa. The sneaky little run there, stolen! Advantage Clermont. That's another offside penalty as the ball's nicked back from Oliver Bowers, but we will go for the offside penalty against the number 1. And a chance for Clermont to strike straight back. They want the 3, or do they want to go for the corner? Big question mark here. The captaincy of the side. Oh, they're going for the corner. This is a massive call as Tuiava puts him 6 out. Great kick from the fullback. And what a chance this is to get themselves not only on the scoreboard, but potentially in the lead as well. John Olagier will throw in, and he hits his man Vaha Mahina as well. And now they got Lopez, little grubber kick, Thurman racing across as Elias gets there on the nick of time. Wasted chance there from Clermont to Kimler Lopez. Expect they will look a little bit more for the width on the ball. As now we get back underway. A deep kick finding Ali Raka, the man we thought we would have seen back in action. Is nearly intercepted there from the Guardians. A great tackle there on Wesley Fofana to stop him in his tracks. Recycle quickly, ball here's an inside pass from Streetel. They get it to the big boys in the back row. Pizzigato is the one that takes it to ground just inside the halfway line. Lopez with another round, and he's in a world of bother here. The Clermont do very well to keep him inside the game. It's out to Raka. Raka beats Wanyama. 1 to go now. The fullback comes across, and Elias once again saves the day. Joseph, though, he's turned that over. And it could be straight back here for Clermont if they want it. It is going to be another turnover. Double turnover for the two sides. As Tabani has a tough run there to get any meters. Another pick and go, Yato. Now he finds it out, Lopez. Quickly out for Fana. Holds the play out nicely, finding it. Streetel! The dummy from Streetel again. It's Elias called into action. And Rita Elias saves the bacon of the Guardians for the second time in quick succession. And we sit here wondering just what could have been for Clermont with chances of plenty in these opening 21 minutes. Costa quickly goes away to Heston Gardner, who's inside his 22, but the set play was just on the outside of it. It's down to Tuiava, who returns the kick straight back to Elias, who runs back with a bit of interest. Intercepted ball that was going straight to Kieran Jones, but Damien Pinot has saved them again. Inside, a little pass in, nicely from Olagier, and it finds a little bit of space too for them. Eventually, Fritz Lee takes it down, but it's turned over again. Wanyama, nothing on there, and it's eventually a loose ball picked up.
Not releasing.
From Ali Raka, and a penalty as well. A little bit innocuous there from the two sides, as a lot of players thought the game was actually at a standstill there for an earlier infringement. But the call is from, that is an absolute massive kick from Lewis Gardner. A monster of a punt there from the fly half. And how quickly the game goes from defensive efforts to attacking prowess. Here we go. Wanyama to Costa. This time it's Adonga. Wanyama! High tackle. Tuiava straight up from the back. And Tuiava takes the head of Adonga Wanyama off. James took it in the line out. Costa went straight to Adonga. And then he went straight to the high tackle, and it is the captain for tonight's game, Heston Gardner, who was called for the shot at goal from Lewis Gardner. Of course, we've got that Gardner connection back on the team tonight for the Guardians. Heston the captain, Lewis the kicker, and the two Gardners combined decision and execution to give another 3 points to the Guardians. It's 8 points to 0. And you may sit back now and say, maybe Clermont should have taken those earlier points on offer as we tick our way over the half an hour mark. Tuiava back underway he goes. Short kick this time, and it is Pereira who does eventually pull this one in.
Release.
Guardians set it up nicely. Here's Wanyama going back to Lewis Gardner, and they're going to look for the safety of the sideline. Kicking away from Tuiava, but does well to pull that in on the sideline. Offload comes away, and oh, big tackle there on Pasiliato. Does well to hold on. Pinot does well. Oh, it's turned over from Pereira. Here's Wanyama, it's James this time. Offload's brilliant into Kieran Jones. Heston Gardner, one more on his outside. Oh, another one. Another high tackle. It is Tuiava for the second time in succession. That has got to be a professional foul. I'm sorry, how is that not a yellow card? And Tonga Wanyama on the outside. Heston Gardner does not mess those passes up. That was a gimme. That was a try. That has been stolen from the Guardians. And instead, Gardner will line up. Another shot at goal for another 3 points. That puts them on 11. Heston and Lewis. Decision maker and executioner once again puts the conversion, the penalty I should say, over. Out wide it was. And that will send the two teams to half-time. The scoreline at 11-0. And Clermont should thank their lucky stars, not only that they have 14 or 15 players on the field, but they've got 14, or they've got more than even possibly a 13 after 2 high tackles late on. Should have seen at least 1 yellow card, but they have gone unscathed so far. Where they haven't gone unscathed, though, is on the scoreboard. 1 brilliant try straight off the kickoff, and then 2 penalty goals from Lewis Gardner has got them up to 11 points. Of course, he missed the conversion as well. But we see possession and territory, 1 each for the 2 sides, but it's only by a slight amount. So it's a pretty even matchup out there on the key stats. But the one thing letting down Clermont is, of course, their high tackles and poor, ill discipline. The tackle count, though, the Guardians doing a lot of work on defence, especially close to their line, but they hold a nice lead. It's going to take 2 scores for Clermont to get back into this one. Do they have the ability to finish those chances off? They certainly didn't in the first half. Can they come to the party in the second? We will be finding that right out as we go back to halfway with Isaiah Tuiava. Second 40 minutes of action is underway as the kick-off straight down the throat of Pereira, and it's turned over instantly as well. And Kankale goes through a little bit of a scamper. This is a great only chance now. Wide from Fofana, they get it eventually out to Streetle. Streetle going around the outside, but Antonio pulls him down, turns it over, and takes the ball forward a metre or 2. Bit of trouble here, no one wanting to help out in the Guardians breakdown. It's a pick and go. Kasang, Charlie Kasang up to the 22.
Nice.
Huge chance now for Clermont to score. Tamani, huge pass out to Lopez, goes to the heavens. It's going to be a minute short to Wanyama. Oh, off the post. Where's this going? Elias throws it desperately out. No one knows what's going on. Antonio gets a kick away. Can you believe what we've just seen? Now it's a Clermont penalty. Wanyama's offside. Jones has turned it over. And we will go back eventually for the offside penalty. My goodness me. Those uprights causing absolute panic in the ranks of the Guardians. They have a great chance now, though, Clermont. Surely they've got to either go to the corner or tap. And it is the corner they will go through. Aside to Tuiava. Kicking just 5 metres out now. Massive chance. Another huge opportunity. Remember, it is just 11-0 at the moment. And we've seen some great plays, but lacking the finish they need. Kasang goes straight out to Aliraka inside ball. Brilliantly charging on there was Pasiliato. Kasang runs, gets it off right away, and Kankale. It's got to be a try. It will be. Damien Pinot scores. We talked about the key man at the start of the game, and Damien Pinot was one of those guys. He has come to fruition brilliantly for Fana and Tiato. That set it up. It drew in the defence. The Guardians were well short outright. Kankale almost goosed it, but he got a nice pass brilliantly to Damien Pinot. That is a nice work move from Clermont. Getting the power runners, Wesley Fofana and Pasiliato. Those two guys certainly draw the attention. And with a 3-4-on-1 opportunity overlap out wide for Clermont, they have finally told that tale and got themselves on the scoreboard. Not before time either, as the scoreboard reads 52 minutes and 11 points to 7. As the conversion from Kirill Lopez is over. His only kicking problems tonight are off the tee. 11-7 now, the lead is just 4. And a bit of food for thought now for the Guardians, as they have to work themselves back into a scoring chance to get that 2-try or 2-score lead back in their favour. That's missed the back, and it's running through Kieran Jones. Almost the same, brilliant, but a runaway now of Samani. Out wide to Ali Raka. It's a chase. It's a brilliant 1-2 from Asher Antonio. Raka makes another one. The offloads are coming. The kick from Lopez going towards the corner. It'll go dead and goal though eventually. Oh my word. Clermont are styling it up here at the moment, putting on some brilliant play and almost scoring one of the most complete tries of the season so far.
Set.
The Guardians still opt for the scrum from where it was kicked from Lopez. Maybe you'd argue he should have hung on to that, but it's a debatable one at the moment. Here is Joseph running, finding Costa, and not real a good opportunity out there for him. He eventually does manage to survive the ball. Here's Jones out to Fishure. Here's Costa. He goes to again. Giancarlo Costa puts a little kick in behind. Chase nicely from Heston Gardner. And they eventually survive this one to Clermont, as now they look to run it back, and Kankure through yet another tackle. He's been devastating on attack. Now the run. Olugia. The hooker's not going to make himself. Finds the ball out wide from Streetle. Streetle's going to beat Elias. Elias comes across and makes the tackle. And surely puts him close to touch as well. Gets a penalty though. Close to touch. He was wrapped up for about half an hour before they managed to even call that penalty. Unbelievable finish to this game at the moment. It's kicked long from Lewis Gardner. We are in for one hell of an ending. The Guardians were absolutely dominant early on. Clermont, though, have fought back. It's a low scorer. Those penalties saving them at the moment as Winyama gets into the back. Here is Kieran Jones, the power runner. Offloads brilliantly to Joseph. Round the corner, Lewis Gardner. Lewis Gardner spawned the inside from Costa. Costa can't quite get away. Great tackle coming in from his opposite number, Charlie Kazang. Picked up from Joseph. Joseph running, goes deep back to Jones. Jones gets it outside to Winyama. Winyama to the corner! Winyama will score! Signed, sealed and delivered! And Dongo Winyama grabs the second try for the Guardians and puts them fully in control of these dying moments. Well, Michael Joseph spotted the hole, spotted the overlap. Kieran Jones threw in Aliaka, and then the pace of Winyama got around the outside brilliantly of Fritz Lee. Along comes Tuiava, not enough to get him, and just the outright pace here of Adonga Winyama on the outside. Too good for the Clermont defence, and he dots it down with a nice little finish in the corner as well. He's had chances tonight, has Winyama. Both of them have been excellent. That finish will certainly be well received from Guardian supporters, that's for sure. And to put the seal of approval from the right-hand side, Lewis Garner with a beautiful conversion. He had a blip early on from the left, but since then, 2 penalties and now a conversion. He has definitely reprieved his early blushes. 2 tries to 1, 18 points to 7, the lead back to 11. As Isaiah Tuiava gets us back underway, deep kick this time. And Pereira chases it hard, finds Jones, another high tackle. Damien Pinot this time, he's not going to get away with it. Well, Tuiava had the lucky charms, he's got away with 2. But Damien Pinot, and well, pretty much an innocuous position as well, there's nothing on there. Unlike the 2 tackles from Tuiava, which really were try savers in a way, as that kick is not found touch from Lewis Gardner. And here comes Clermont. Beautiful interplay. Backs and forwards. Eventually Ulagia drives it into ground. 14 men on the paddock. And the Guardians getting a little bit confident now. There is Wesley Fofana. Has a bit of a go himself. Kassan giving way down here. Raka takes down two Guardians defenders. Oh, opportunity for a turnover there. They just could have finished that off. Clermont get in late. Siliki Tamani goes down the short side. Little pick and go from the second rower. Slow ball coming in. Ulagia gets the way to Slimani. Through the back line they go. Nicely from Yato into midfield and finally out to Streetle. Streetle again against Asher Antonio. There's numbers all over the place. And that will be all she wrote. Into touch goes David Streetle. And that will be full time. The Guardians given a little fright, given a little bit of a tickle from Clermont, but eventually showed the talent, showed the class to get the job done. An 11-point victory is not enough for Clermont to pick up the bonus point, so they go home empty-handed with just the one try up against the two, which is enough for a bonus point for the Guardians either. So neither team picking up anything but the result points to put on their table. But this is always a banana skin. Clermont are a good enough team. You've seen throughout this match how good they can get. But unfortunately for them, their finishing has not been the place to go this season. 18 points to 7. They hadn't stuffed up right at the start and let Asher Antonio grab that early easy try. This could have been an absolute cracker, but it was, of course, Adonga Wanyama who grabbed the second for the Guardians, and a one conversion for Lewis Gardner and two penalties for Lewis Gardner as well. The one try for Clermont was from Damien Pinot, who later on got the yellow card. Camilo Lopez converting that one. Well, yellow card's hot topic for today's matchup as well. Of course, a lot of high tackles, but only the one yellow card. And there's a really interesting stat here I've noticed already. It is the third from the bottom, line breaks. The Guardians only had 5 line breaks, yet scored 2 brilliant tries. Clermont with 9. 9 line breaks. That is an astronomical amount to only pick up the one try. And when you almost double your opponent's line breaks, yet you lose to them not only on the scoreboard but also on the tries scored, 2-1 and 18-7. That is a real area of concern for Clermont. They dominated possession and territory, nearly 60-40 on both, and doubled the line breaks. That really does tell the tale of how wasteful they were with their chances here tonight against the Guardians. But as for the home team, though, they'll be happy. They were put under the pump and they responded brilliantly to come away with the victory. So let's take a look at the other results from the round so far, plus an update of the table. And you can see here, there is just the one game left to play in round number 9. It is the All Flakes versus Saracens, and that game will be coming up very, very soon for you all as well. We've had a pretty eventful round 9. The Dragons over Toulouse early on, Leinster over Glasgow, a rare away win, Crusaders over the Exeter Chiefs by just 4 points, and then another really close one, 17-14 Jaguares over the Toa. That was an absolute classic of a matchup. The Guardians, as we just witnessed, a low scorer but a pretty entertaining matchup versus Clermont. Then we'll finally have the All Flakes and Saracens next up. Then we move into round 10, which has, again, another full round of 5 matches involving subscriber sides and a couple of AI matches in there as well. And looking at the table following that matchup and victory for the Guardians, it has seen them jump up to 4th position. Now they have leapfrogged the Celtic Dragons. There's also a bit of an odd way to explain it, but the Dragons dropped down to 5th, the Flakers there in 3rd, Toa in 2nd. The All Flakes still yet to play, of course, have a chance to leapfrog themselves over Leinster and make a bit of a logjam here of subscriber sides from 2nd through to 6th. If they can manage that tall order. Of course, they'll be taking on Saracens, who are 2nd from bottom, 1 win, 6 losses, just 4 points, and they have a lot of work to do. Clermont, you see there, just above them, 1 place, though, way up on 9 with 2 victories to their name. And that is where today's episode will come to a close. Thank you all once again for tuning in and watching. It has been a tiring time around the globe recently, so I hope you're all finding it nice to tune out and watch some rugby on the big screens. We'll be having plenty more coming your way as well, so do not go anywhere. Smash that subscribe button, and of course hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed a victory to the Guardians here tonight. Next up though, All Flakes Saracens. That one's coming to you from Eden Park. I'll see you for it. Until then though, thanks for coming by, and as always, take care.